Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hopefully, y'all blessed, amazing, great, the whole nine. So, we're going to talk about scaling. We're going to talk about how to scale your credit repair business in today's video. If you have a credit repair business, you definitely going to want to listen. If you don't have a credit repair business, you may want to start one after the video. I ain't going to hold you. But let me share my screen and we're going to get straight into it. It's right here. All right, let me make myself a little bit bigger. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. How y'all doing though? Y'all comment below. Let me know how y'all doing. I know I'll be talking to y'all. I don't be well, some of y'all be commenting, but I don't be hearing from all of y'all. But I'm here to tell you the main reason why you are not scaling your credit repair business is because you are not lazy. That's not a typo. You are not lazy. You have to be lazy if you're going to scale your credit repair business. We're going to get into it. Some of y'all are doing everything. Some of y'all working too hard. Some of y'all just like wearing so many hats. And we're going to basically break down one of these books I've been reading lately. It's called, I think it's CEOs are lazy or lazy CEOs or something like that. I'm going to leave a link to go ahead and buy it in the description box. And reading is very good. Reading is very powerful. So I want to just basically walk through like 5 things. There's more things to be honest, but I want to walk through 5 things that's basically holding you back possibly if you're not able to actually scale your credit repair business, or if you're in a position where you're ready to scale your credit repair business. If you haven't started your credit repair business, but you're going to start, if you implement what I'm saying, you're going to scale faster than some people that have had their business for years. So number one, permission. What do I mean by that? Some of y'all are simply not giving yourselves permission to actually scale your credit repair business. What do I mean by that? It goes back to the mindset. You've got to understand and sit and think. People that are, the CEO of their business, people that's like a functioning CEO, people that are supposed to be like a high functioning CEO, they focus on the aspects of the business that's going to drive the business further. So maybe you just haven't given yourself permission. Have you actually sat and thought like, okay, I need to give myself permission? Those of y'all, those of y'all know I'm big on my spirituality. I'm big on my relationship with God. Have you went to God and gotten permission from God? I'm pretty big on saying that God is my CEO, right? So God is my boss, I'll say. Because a lot of people when they're working at 9 to 5, they're just like, okay, my boss this, my boss that. I don't believe in calling somebody else your boss. When I'm speaking about a boss, if I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about God. God is my only boss. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all need to give yourselves permission to be able to scale. You just haven't given yourself permission. You haven't talked to God. You haven't went to God like, I'm looking to scale my business. Can I get discernment to know how to do it? You know what I'm saying? Just simple prayers that you could do to be able to scale your business. Now, don't just be praying and not taking action. You definitely got to take action. Some people just be praying and taking no types of action. But you got to give yourself permission. It could literally be writing it down. One way I give myself permission every day is literally in my values, my mission statement. Let me type that real quick. So values. Oh, it's still black. That sound crazy, huh? That sound racist or what? Values, mission, statement. So one of our things, and what kind of helps us have permission to scale and really get to the next level. So one thing that I say is we are reducing crime rate, right? We're basically reducing the rate of crime because you got to think a lot of people rob people based off of the fact of money. It could be money issues. Obviously, sometimes it's personal issues. It has nothing to do with money, but we're cleaning up the streets a lot of times with the education that we're doing. So when I'm looking at CAT, Consumer Ammunition Tactics, you see my logo right there. I'm not only thinking about I'm fixing somebody's credit, but I'm thinking about the fact that I'm educating y'all, right? Because these videos could travel anywhere. These videos are on YouTube. Anybody could watch it and fix their credit. Anybody could take any of my videos, take action, go to the next level. We put out the DIY recession repair remedy. It's a $27 course. We could have easily charged 300 plus for it, but I just wanted to make it, accessible for y'all because it goes back to our values and our mission statement. right? So part of giving yourself permission to scale is really looking at what your mission statement is, really looking at what your values are. Like, why are you starting your credit repair business? Have you spoke to God and asked God, like, okay, can I get permission to scale this business, right? Part of y'all, you just have a safety net. You just relying on that 9 to 5. And I know it might be hard for some of y'all. And I don't personally recommend that everybody just leave a 9 to 5 job. I definitely recommend that you do both because it's definitely good to have a safety net, especially in the beginning stages of your business, because you don't know if you're not in my mentorship, you don't necessarily have a blueprint on, how you're gonna scale, get to the next level, that kind of thing. So you need to give yourself permission, right? What kind of forms have you given yourself permission through? Do you write stuff down? Do you sit and think? One of the ways I give myself permission, I literally tell myself every day, I have it on a whiteboard, be 1% better today. Be 1% better today. Be 1% better today. So I'm giving myself permission to go ahead and get to the next level, right? What kind of conversations are you having? What kind of environment are you in? Giving yourself permission to scale is being in the right environment. What kind of investments are you making, right? Giving yourself permission goes back to poor people. Poor people, the mindset, you got to understand, poor is a mindset, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Cheap, constantly having excuses about prosperity. Cheap people, poor people, we don't get around them because we don't want to catch no MTD. We don't want to catch no mentally transmitted disease if you don't know what that is. Someone that says I am broke, they got a mentally transmitted disease. So we're gonna stay away from them because we don't want to catch that. We don't want our subconscious to process that. So part of getting to the next level, as far as scaling your credit repair business, one thing that really helped me was getting right with God. And I got permission, right? Leaving that safety net. And I'm kind of like, I gotta be careful when I speak about that one because y'all don't know what my situation was by the time I left my 9 to 5 job. I was already making over 10K a month when I left my 9 to 5 job. So y'all gotta keep that in mind. So whatever your metrics are for being able to leave your 9 to 5, um, you know, you can figure that out, but you definitely want to have permission. Have permission. Permission is also investing in yourself. It goes back to what I said about poor people. Poor people want everything for free. They just don't want to invest in nothing. If you got that kind of mindset, then you deserve to die poor. You deserve to not go anywhere in your business because if you think that you just gonna succeed without having to put anything back into the business, that's delusional entitlement. That's two things that's going on over there. Think about it. Delusional entitlement. Not only are you delusional, but you're entitled. That's a lot of things going on right there. That's why I always say, like, we gotta separate ourselves from poor people. It's gonna be poor people watching my YouTube videos, right? It's gonna be poor people from the outside saying scam this, scam all that. People that have never spent money with me, calling me a scammer, but somehow all my mentees that are spending thousands of dollars with me have never called me a scammer. Where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta give yourselves permission. Giving yourself permission, again, is in your values. It's your mission statement. When you step up and say like you're reducing crime rate based off of these consumer laws, when I wake up, I'm like, damn, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go get it. I gotta make sure I educate these people. I gotta put out these videos. Even the people that don't get in a mentorship program, you gotta think too, by me having mentees, I'm basically continuing to fulfill my mission because they're gonna have students, they're gonna have clients, right? I can't reduce all the crime rate by myself, right? I got people that I've worked with. They talking about they've been listening to me while they were in jail. Like I've had multiple people say that. So I mean, I don't know, what they did, but it's like once they get things right, they fix their credit, they understand the consumer laws, they're able to get to the next level. Now they put themselves in a position to where they don't got to go to jail again. They don't got to commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that you got to understand when you want to scale. These are things you have to understand when you want to scale. I need y'all to really realize it. Like it's really mindset is number one. Talking to God is number one. Like it's no way around it. I gotta come on here and tell y'all like what it is, right? It's literally how I did it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you have a mission statement. Make sure you stand for something. Why are you doing a credit repair business? Those of y'all that you want to start a credit repair business, even if you have a credit repair business already, maybe you're just doing your credit repair business like it's an accident. It can't be an accident. It has to be strategic. We repair people's credit so that we can get them to the next level and they can go get their funding and all of that, but we just cleaning up the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna impact their family. And at the same time, you got to think about the mental health aspect because everything is about money. When people got issues, it's about money. Let's say two people are in a relationship. If a girl got a rich, you know what I'm saying, and this dude over here, he broke, she gonna prefer the rich person, right? Because he gonna be helping, with the situation. So y'all got to look at it like if everything is about money in some capacity, they say divorces are related to money and all that. If everything is about money to some capacity, if we're helping people scale credit repair businesses, doesn't that mean we're reducing depression and helping mental health? Because a lot of issues arise from money. So these are things I'm talking about when I'm saying you need to give yourself permission to be able to scale. It's talking to God, asking God for that discernment. And part of my process, I mean, I don't need to get too deep into it. That's between me and, the Most High. But part of it is just really asking for that permission, saying those prayers, and just really identifying why you're doing it. Why do you have a credit repair business? Are you reducing crime rate as well, right? If you come through my program, you're reducing crime rate. And those of y'all, even if you're not in my program, you helping reduce crime rate without even knowing it. So keep that in mind. Our next point. So the next reason why you are not scaling is ability. So you might simply just not be able to get consistent results. And it's nothing wrong with that. Consumer laws are the most powerful way to get deletions. Consumer laws are the most powerful. Consumer laws are the most powerful ways to get deletions, right? So if you over here relying on Metro 2, just factual disputing, all of that is cool. But it's like, y'all got to understand that consumer law is going to be tied to all that. That's why you got to understand the FCR. You got to understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's why in my mentorship program, I literally give my mentees, like it's background knowledge that they have to have. I give them my 2-hour FCRA breakdown for free so they understand the language when they're reading it. If you don't have to be in a mentorship to grab it. It's just $300. Just go to catactisllc.com if you want to grab that just for the literacy. But the simple factor of the matter is you don't got to buy that course that I put out. You can read it on your own, but the thing is, it's a high probability if you've never read consumer laws that you're going to skip over some words and phrases that you won't even be understanding what you're reading, right? So that's why it's important to invest in different things. How did I understand what I was investing in? I'm not just coming on here telling y'all to invest in something and I didn't invest myself. The way I understood how I was able to articulate these consumer laws, I invested in different classes. I invested in different mentorships. So I got advice. I got help from people that already did what I wanted to do. I got help from people that are already experts in what I wanted to do. So if you're looking to scale your credit repair business, you're not fully hip to the consumer laws. You're not fully hip to the FCRA. You can't quote the FCRA, the exclusion section, 15 USC 1681 A2 AI. You can't quote the investigation section, 1681I, right? You can't quote a permissible purpose, 1681B number 2, maximum possible accuracy, 1681EB. If you can't quote these laws and understand how to articulate them within your dispute letters, you need to get help, right? And I'm literally the best option on the planet as far as if you want to understand these laws and be able to actually implement it and scale your business. If you want to scale your business, if you're working at 9 to 5 that you don't love, I know a lot of people are working at 9 to 5 that they don't love. I was there before. I was literally there before. Those of y'all that don't know my story, I worked as a chemical engineer. Right? I went to school. I did the whole school thing. Those of y'all that, you know what I'm saying, those of y'all that's foreign, I come from a Nigerian background. You got to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. You know what I'm saying? I was a chemical engineer. I did what I needed to do. And I was able to use it as leverage. Just to be transparent too, I always knew I needed to do like some business type stuff because like even as a kid, I was recycling bottles here and there, just thinking of like entrepreneurship stuff, filling out surveys, and just doing different things, right? So I knew that by me working as an engineer, it was like leverage. So I got the 6-figure income over here. Okay, let me work on my credit business. It took me a minute to actually get to the credit business. What made me get into the credit business was me investing $3,500 into a mentorship. Everything I'm saying about investing in yourself, you see how everything ties in. So when it comes to the ability, some of y'all just don't have a system for producing consistent results. Some of y'all may know In our mentorship, that's not legal advice, but we teach a system that pretty much allows you to get more consistent deletions, a more reliable system on deletions, because we teach how to go through a litigation process. That's not legal advice. If you want to get a consumer lawyer, which I highly recommend, there's resources for that. Consumeradvocates.org is one you can go through. So keep that in mind. But I'm just saying that in our mentorship program, the CAT Credit Retire Your 9-to-5 mentorship, we teach you these things to make sure that your ability is on point. And I was in a situation, like I said, where my job was just being like, okay, we're going to come back to the office or whatever. Y'all already know my mindset. The only person I answer to is God. You know what I'm saying? So I was working remotely at the time. It was like during COVID or whatever, but they were trying to say, oh, we coming back to the office. I wasn't rocking with that. So it got to a situation where my back was against the wall. I'm looking at the credit business. I'm like, okay, I'm already, making decent income from it. And I don't want to say the YouTube, we probably had less than 1,000 subscribers back then. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be consistent with the YouTube. You see, we almost have 5,000 subscribers now because of consistency. I said I'm gonna be consistent on TikTok. I probably had like, I don't even know how many TikTok people I had right there, but I think right now we have like 18,000 people on TikTok. I probably had like less than 5K when I was making the decision to leave the job. I was just like, okay, it has to work or it has to work. You just have to have that mindset. It goes back to the permission. I gave myself permission to be able to scale my business by being able to tell myself I'm just going to go all in a business. I'm not saying I recommend that for everybody, right? Because I wasn't just uselessly spending my chemical engineer money. I was using that to go back into my business, and I just had money, what I'm saying, saved and on the side if something were to go wrong. But it's one of those things where if you decide to just work in your credit repair business, like with leaving your 9-to-5 or whatever, I wouldn't recommend it for most people because I know most people aren't built like me. But if you decide to do so, you got to realize like you're going to eat what you kill. So it's not like you don't got to guarantee checks. So you got to do things to make sure that you're able to get to that next level. But if you want to fix that ability, definitely we help you with that. So, the best solution is a mentorship. If you don't have money, go ahead and watch my free content. You know what I'm saying? So marketing. So marketing. So this is a very, very big issue that most credit repair business owners have. And this is what we see most credit repair business owners that come into our mentorship have. This is an issue that most of them have. But once they get into the mentorship, they do what we say. Now they have more leads than they can handle. Right. So part of marketing, I can't get into everything that's in the mentorship just because we would be here for like 3 days straight. But part of what goes into marketing, you have to also understand sales. So you got to think about it like, okay, I'm marketing. Even if I get people on my calendar, what kind of systems do I have in place to make sure that I'm actually closing these deals? So y'all got to realize like marketing is only half of the equation. Marketing is only lead generation, but you still got to close them as clients. You know what I'm saying? So y'all see how it's layered. You got to understand the whole breakdown of the funnel, right? So I need y'all to realize like if you're not getting consistent leads, just some free things you could do. Literally create content, right? Literally create content. Literally create content. Literally create content. You can create free content. You can run ads. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different things you can do to actually produce the results of where you're going to be able to, get consistent leads. You want to add value, and you got to understand that there's different types of content, which I break down. I think I've broken it down in different videos here on the YouTube channel, but I definitely broke it down in my mentorship. So some different types of marketing, different types of content you want to be aware of. There's objection-based content. So, a common thing with credit repair is I got scammed. A common thing with credit repair is I don't have the money, that kind of thing. So you got to understand how to combat those because that goes into the sales aspect. We're not even talking about the marketing. First, you got to attract the people and then you got to, get them to convert. So part of that is nurturing, just showing them consistent value, showing them that you have social proof. That goes back to the ability. So you see how everything is intertwined. You just got to make sure that all of that is on point. Understand the relation between sales and marketing, right? And then you'll be able to consistently get new leads. And like I said, we provide my mentees and the mentorship a system to be able to get these leads consistently, get more leads than they can handle. You know what I'm saying? Like we're at the point where we're not even trying to take on new credit repair clients because it's too many people coming. Right? It's a good problem to have, And, when I finally figured it out as far as how to consistently book appointments and close deals, that's really what the game changer was. And y'all got to realize too, like before I left my job, I was still making a decent income in the credit business. This was without me knowing everything I know now. So y'all got to realize, like, if marketing is a pain point for you, you literally need to get into mentorship as soon as possible. So because the marketing stuff we have in there is more than enough is more valued than like anything to cover your investment. So at the point right now, I'm big on transparency. I've said it in multiple videos, but the current price of the mentorship, the current investment is $3,500. And I know some people, that don't understand the value of stuff. They may be like, oh, that's too much money or whatever. The funny thing too about it is that we actually are allowing y'all, if you qualify, to be able to finance it. So you could literally start today for only $300 and then finance it on monthly payments stretched out over a year. You can always pay it off early, which is most likely what's going to happen once you actually, get the sauce from the mentorship and start applying the principles. But yeah, if you just go to different videos on our channel, you can see results and things like that over there. And if you want to see if you qualify for the financing option, you're going to want to go to catactics.com, catactics.com. This is different from catacticsllc.com. So y'all got to realize catacticsllc.com has like our products and things like that, but catactics.com without the LLC, that's where you can go and see if you qualify for the financing. So definitely, if you're ready to, move forward to get to the next level, go ahead, bring your credit card and just get ready to enroll, because we've pretty much gotten to the point where whenever people book a call for the mentorship or even credit repair, it's pretty much an enrollment call versus a sales call, because we have all our systems in place, which I teach the mentees to be able to, close these deals and close them at a premium. I basically help my mentees become the Gucci of the credit repair industry. So that includes charging a premium. So the next reason why you may not be scaling is your offer. You probably have an offer problem, and maybe you're not making enough offers, right? Because you got to think about it. Is everybody gonna just want you to fix their credit? No. Some people may want to fix it themselves. That's why we have our DIY recession repair remedy, $27 product. It should be way more, but like I said, goes back to the mission statement. We want to help reduce crime rate. So you got to look at your offer. Are you even charging enough, right? If you want to scale, it has to make sense. If you want to scale, you have to have multiple ways for people to shop with you. Digital products are very, very scalable. Why do you not have a digital product? Why do you not have upsells? You should definitely be selling dispute letters, right? We give our mentees all the dispute letters. So you can literally repackage our dispute letters if you really wanted to. I definitely recommend that you add your own spin to it. But I say that to say, like, if you really want to scale, you really want to get to the next level, you have to figure out what's going on with your offer. In addition to what's going on with your offer, it's low-key tied to marketing as well. Are you speaking to the right people, or are you speaking to everybody? How are you speaking to your clients? So there's a specific training in a mentorship called a chameleon method. And those of y'all that's my mentees, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know that training was some serious sauce, but it's definitely good for the sales and marketing aspect, because it's more of a way to really dial in on your client avatar. So if you haven't even thought about your client avatar, you need to sit and think, like, personify your client avatar. What's your client avatar? Is her name, is it her or is it him? Is it Maya, 33 years old? Is she a registered nurse? Does she make like what, $80,000 a year? Like, what does she do? What keeps her up at night? Is it a collection that's stopping her from getting her dream house? Is it you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. You got to really get crystal clear on what your client avatar is. So some of y'all, you don't have an irresistible offer, right? Some of y'all, like I said, don't know how to go through litigation. So that's why you're not able to scale. If you're in my mentorship, you can add litigation as an offer to what you already offer, because we teach you how to go through it, right? Not legal advice, but we give you a blueprint on how to, go through it. So keep that in mind too. Your offer is very, very important if you really want to get to the next level. Are we going to talk about delegation? Because delegation is very important, right? and we're gonna talk about the lazy CEO. CEOs are lazy book. We're gonna talk about what it is in there. That's pretty much helped me scale my business. So delegation. Some of y'all are working too hard. This is why I said in the beginning. If you're not scaling, maybe you're not a lazy CEO. You got to be a lazy CEO. CEOs are supposed to just sit back and think, what can I focus on that's going to help the business get to the next level? That's what you got to function. That's how you got to function as a CEO of your operation. If you want to really scale your credit repair business, you got to understand that. How can I delegate XYZ? Let's start from the top. So we're looking at what? Ability? Ability is basically you deleting these items. Okay, you've deleted these items, you've done what you needed to do. Why do you not have a VA that's helping you get to the next level? Why are you not going to onlinejobs.ph and hiring a VA from the Philippines that can help you get to the next level? We actually give our mentees a document that basically is like a job description of what you can put to go ahead and hire a VA in the Philippines. And then on top of that, too, we give them a document step-by-step guide that they can literally give to their VA as training so that they can go ahead and automate their credit repair business. So it's these different things that can really help you get to the next level. But it gets to a point, it goes back to the beginning, right? Some of y'all are not giving yourselves permission to be able to scale, right? So by you being cheap, by you having a poor mindset, by you being like, I'm just going to watch YouTube University, I'm not even going to invest in myself and get in the right rooms. That's why you're never going to get to the next level. That's why you're never going to scale your credit repair business and you're going to stay stagnant or even worse, right? So keep that in mind. You got to delegate. So go ahead, go to onlinejobs.ph, create an account, go hire a VA, and then train your VA to basically be able to replace you. You want to be able to do what you need to do and then replace yourself so you can focus on wearing different hats. You don't want to wear every hat in the business. We're going to talk about that in the lazy CEOs segment. So delegating that, right? So you can focus on creating content. Y'all know content. You should know content is basically how you going to like scale your credit repair business. I don't care if you doing organic content. I don't care if you're doing ads with your content. Content is going to help you get to the next level. Are you saying, oh, I'm shy, or are you actually being in front of the camera? These are things that you have to do because credit repair industry is one of those things where a lot of people get scammed. So they got to see your face. If you look at over 1,000 videos here on my channel, some of the videos might be screen shares. You're not seeing me on the camera, but you literally see me on the camera here in the video, right? So you know I'm a real person. You're seeing that I'm giving you genuine, real value, right? My mentees, they see me consistently. So y'all got to keep that in mind. So delegate, automate. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do what you need to do. So one way to delegate, because you got to delegate everything. One way to delegate your lead generation, ads, right? Organic content. So these are ways you can actually automate your organic. I mean, these are things you can automate your lead generation system because you got to look at it as a funnel. How do I get leads? Okay, how do I perform the services? How do you get leads? You could automate that whole process through like ads, through content, genuine content, understanding the layers of content, right? So once you've done that, performance of the services goes back to what I said with the ability, the VA, right? So now you've delegated that. So you just want to delegate as much as you can. How are you delegating reach outs? Do you have an appointment setter? How are you delegating closing the deals? Do you have a closer on your team? You know what I'm saying? So these are things you got to be aware of when you scale. If you're just starting, you don't necessarily have to be aware of all of these, but you definitely want to be aware of it as you're looking to scale. And then, you know, making sure you have a software. So client dispute manager is a software you can use. You can literally put on your job description for your VA, like they got to be client dispute manager compliant, or they got to know how to use it. What does your CRM look like? How are you automating your follow-ups, right? Are you manually doing it, or you have like an automation that's going to be able to do it, right? So you got to make sure you have a CRM as well. So these are things you got to be aware of when it comes to the business. These are things you got to be aware of when it comes to delegation. I'm not saying don't do nothing in your business, but the mindset you want to have with it is, how could I put people in position to where I could take a week off? I could take 2 weeks off. I could take a month off. You know what I'm saying? And everything is still operating the way it's supposed to operate. So think about how you can automate things and put people in position so that you can really sit back, think about how you can get to the next level. So that brings us to why CEOs are lazy and how you can be a lazy CEO to get to the next level. So I have the notes here. So great CEOs are lazy. Great CEOs are, let me get the actual title for y'all. Hold on. It's my Kindle. I'll read it on my phone. So yeah, great CEOs are lazy. So if you want to look up the book, read it. I definitely recommend you read it. Personal development is very important. Whether you investing in mentorship or you're reading books, you should always be learning. Even though I have a mentorship, the CAT Credit Retire 9 to 5 mentorship, I'm not just like, oh, I'm gonna stay stagnant. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly investing in myself. I invest in, understanding marketing. I have a digital products mentor, just different mentors for specific different things, right? So you can have a spiritual mentor, you know what I'm saying? So just different things so that you become a better overall person. These are things you got to understand if you want to scale. So great CEOs are lazy. So they talk about different hats that you got to wear within your business. And I just want to go over it and just kind of break it down to y'all. So there's 5 different hats. So there's a learner hat, and the learner hat is basically related to the fact that you got to continue to learn. Like I said, you got to continue to grow, be 1% better each and every day. You got to invest in yourself, right? That's literally what the learner's hat is talking about. If you gonna be profitable, you're gonna scale. If you want to bless your entire business, right? Everybody that's working for you, etc., your family, you have to wear the learner's hat. You have to continue to learn. You have to continue to make investments in yourself. It doesn't just stop at, I know what I know, I'm just gonna stay here, right? Think about it like school. When you were in, let's say you in 4th grade, you didn't just say, oh, 4th grade, I'm good, right? That's not how life works. You went to 5th grade, you went to 6th grade, 7th, etc. So you got to treat the learner's hat like the same thing. You got to treat your business like it's school. You're constantly learning. The credit game is always changing. So you got to constantly learn. That's what the learner's hat is. The architect hat. So this one really helped me because it's basically talking about your business model. What is your business model? When you have the architect hat on point, it's basically the foundation and going to allow everything else in your business to flow correctly. So the architect hat helped me personally because earlier in my business, what we were doing was we weren't as clear as far as having a barrier of entry to become a client for credit repair. And we got to a point, like I said, where we like right now we have too many clients. So we're very strict on who we take in. So I had to become more crystal clear. I had to become more crystal clear as far as the architect hat. I wore the architect hat and I was just thinking about how can I produce a business model that makes more sense? Because like this is how I would look at it. We would get people that are, you know what I'm saying, they just looking to have a cute credit score. But it makes more sense to look at the long-term game because if we're getting people, they just want a cute credit score. Okay, we fix their credit. All right, they're going about their business. But if we're more intentional, we're like, we only work with entrepreneurs or business people that want to go get business funding. Okay, cool. We fix their credit. We already know they're interested in our funding sequence. So that becomes a high income skill that's going to be able to help us get to the next level. So basically, I had to wear, me as the CEO of the business, I had to wear the architect hat and really be intentional about that. And then we were able to make that adjustment within our business as far as just our marketing, sales, and just being more strict in terms of who we take, making more offers, things like that. So the architect hat is where you're gonna pretty much determine what your business model is. So your business model may not be the best business model right now. So that's something to keep in consideration as well. Are you working too much? Right? Are you having good long-term value with your clients? Right? That's kind of what I just broke down that we were struggling with at one point. So keep that in mind. The coaching hat. So you as a coach, this basically goes back to hiring talent. Hiring talent. So what does that tell you? If you're doing everything in your business right now, you're not doing it how you're supposed to be doing it. You should be hiring talent. You should be hiring talent. I just gave y'all an action item. If you're the only person in your business right now, I gave y'all an action item. Go to onlinejobs.ph. Go ahead and register. I think it's going to be like $69 a month or something like that. Go ahead and make your post, get your VA, and, do what you need to do. And the money out there in the Philippines is different. So depending on what you do, like let's say you get a VA $700, $800 a month or something like that. You got them doing your tasks for you and just automating different things within your business. You've got to put money back into your business. Part of putting money back into your business is hiring a VA so that you can focus on doing what CEOs do. Think, right? Thinking is what CEOs do so they can get to the next level. If I was doing everything within my business, I wouldn't have had the insight, from God to be able to be like, okay, we have a business model that we need to change so that we can continue to be profitable. You know what I'm saying? So these are things I need y'all to be aware of. So the coaching hat is basically focusing on hiring talent. So hiring appointment setters, closers, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. But the main priority I want y'all to have is at least a VA, right? If you have a 9-to-5 job, you should have some money left over to invest in hiring a VA, right? So keep that in mind. And let's say you don't, right? You should have credit to help you stay afloat. Even if you got a $2,500 card, you should be able to, pay that VA at least for a month. So keep that in mind. The engineer hat. So this is systems, right? So this goes back to what I said as far as your automations with your CRM. How are you following up with people? Are you following up with people? How are you making sure that leads don't just forget about you? What kind of email sequences do you have? What kind of text message sequences do you have? What kind of systems do you have in place to make sure you're producing consistent results? What kind of systems in place do you have to make sure that you're able to get consistent digital product sales, right? Because that goes back to your offers. You don't want to just offer done for you credit repair services. You want to have digital products as well, because some of y'all are leaving at least a couple thousand every month off of digital products. If you had a course, if you had an ebook, if you had an audiobook, you had a guide or whatever, you would really be getting to the next level, making sure you have those upsells, downsells, all that, right? So yeah, you want to make sure you're nurturing, like I said. So that could be content, that could be these automations that include testimonials, automations that include case studies, automations that include results, right? Showing you deleting items. If you go to CA Tactics LLC, the IG page, CA Tactics LLC, you'll see a bunch of deletions that we got. You see, we got over 500 posts, right? What kind of automated system are you doing? I didn't post 500 times. I set up a system, got my team in place to where they posting everything. I don't even touch that CA Tactics LLC page. If you go to my personal page, I'm Mike O. Benjamin, as you see on the screen right there. If you go to my personal page, you'll see like I don't have up to 100 posts. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. So basically, you got to remember too, I put this in my notes. The engineer hat, it basically focuses on the how. And the architect hat focuses on the what. So the architect hat, your business model is the what. So what is your business model? And then the engineer hat is the systems. How is your business model profitable? So keep that in mind. The engineer hat focuses on the how, and the architect hat focuses on the what. So the architect hat focuses on the what. So what is your business model? How are you going to make sure your business model is able to scale, right? So that's what the engineer hat is. So the last hat is the player hat. So what is the player hat? The player hat is literally, it's you functioning in the role so that you can kind of test it and see how it goes. So y'all are basically in the player hat right now as y'all are doing disputes. So you're in the player hat right now. So you got to really like record everything you're doing. First of all, your consultation should be on Zoom if you're not already doing it on Zoom. Are you recording those as trainings for people you're going to bring in, right? So as you're going through as a player hat, you're doing things that you're going to basically delegate later on. So figure out what's hard about it. Figure out how to make it done quicker. If you're doing a consultation, okay, this was a good question that I asked the client. So I'm going to make sure when I bring in a sales rep, they're going to do the same thing and duplicate it. How do you train them? Things like that. So you basically just want to have trainings in place. Basically, you're like testing it, right? As a player hat, you're testing it so you can get to the next level. So just to go off the top again, learner hat, the learner hat, you're basically learning the ropes and continuing to invest in yourself. You're always improving. That's basically what the learner's hat is. You're always a student. So always invest in yourself, that kind of thing. Don't just be like, I invest in myself, I'm done. It don't work like that if you want to scale. Right. If you want to be average, if you want to die poor, you could just never invest in yourself. If you want to do all that. Architect hat, you're basically looking at your business model. It's the what. And then remember, the engineer hat is systems. It's the how. How are you going to scale, right? So having those automations, the CRMs, testimonials, what does your funnel look like, right? Your leads, your marketing, your sales, right? What do those stuff look like? The coaching hat, you hiring talent. What is your process to go about hiring people, right? I gave y'all onlinejobs.ph. Very simple. What are you doing to make sure that you're good, right? Like I said, in my mentorship program, we literally give them a document they can copy and paste. That's going to help them be able to hire the best VA in the world, right? If you're not in a mentorship, it's cool, but how are you putting the job description that's going to attract the right clients, right? So that's where the coaching hat comes into play. And then the player hat, you're just playing in the different roles so you can get to the next level. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is as far as why y'all are not scaling. Let me stop sharing my screen. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as why y'all are not scaling. If you got value from this, definitely continue to binge watch my videos. If you're not ready to move forward with the mentorship, but if you're ready to move forward with the mentorship, like I said, you just got to be ready. It's $3,500 investment at this point right now. It's definitely going to go up to 5,000, but not right now. But bring your credit card, be ready to go. Like I told y'all, the ideal client, these are enrollment calls, not sales calls. We pretty much gave y'all everything you need to know as far as scaling your business. Well, there's more things, but we gave y'all a lot of stuff to work on if you are in a position of you want to scale your business. But if you want to scale your business the right way, you're definitely going to want to come to the CAT Credit Retire. Your 9-to-5 mentorship will help you get to the next level as far as that. With that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But if you do want to get into the mentorship, like I said, you can literally invest and start today for only $300, which sounds crazy, I know, but you'll just split the payments over throughout a year. So you would go to catactics.com, catactics.com. You go ahead and you basically get out through ShopPay. So purchase your mentorship through ShopPay, and then it'll let you know if you actually qualify for the $300 to be able to start, and then you'll pay the rest in payments. But the $3,500, like I said, is definitely still a steal. At least until it's 5,000. Even at 5,000, it's a steal because y'all got to think too. Let's say you get one client for $1,000, right? Okay, that's $1,000 contract. You fix their credit. Maybe it takes you 1 to 2 months or whatever. Now you go get them funding. Let's say on the low end, you only get them $50,000 in funding. You get 10% for that. So you initially got $1,000 from them. Now you got $5,000 from them. That's $6,000 just from one client, right? And we're not even talking about the litigation aspect. Y'all saw I posted about my client that we helped, through the litigation process, get those items deleted. So most credit repair business owners are not as valuable as they should be because they don't know about that process that we teach. So let's say your client is like, oh, I can't get these items deleted. Now you could charge a premium because you know what to do when it comes to actually protecting yourself through litigation. But yeah, man, those of y'all that's gonna move forward, you're gonna move forward and elevate with us. Those of y'all that's gonna stay on the outside, you can stay on the outside. Just binge watch the YouTube videos. Hopefully you can get far based off of the free information. But don't mess up the point of the video. The point of the video, I said, you got to wear that learner's hat, and part of that learner's hat, part of giving yourself permission is to invest in yourself. There's no way around it. So I don't know, like whatever like bonded mentality that y'all have towards money, like you're just clutching it like it's your last. You got to think about it. When you put your hand in a fist, right? Pretend money is in there. You're clutching your money, so blessings aren't allowed to come in. If you open your hand, you're basically allowing blessings to come in while you're investing yourself. Investing yourself, blessings come in. So, keep that in mind. If y'all ready to get to the next level, catactics.com or book a call below. Y'all have a blessed one.